Elections are not held to have big turnouts. They're held to select people to hold enormous responsibilities in their hands. And if we pick someone for the next president of the United States because he makes us feel good with what he says, we have learned nothing whatever from what's happened with the current president.
Well, we got to put that on a T-shirt. It doesn't take a genius to see and hear that Americans are not paying as close attention to all the issues as one might hope in a presidential election cycle. Nary you hint about education when it's obvious America's tanking in that discipline around the rest of the world. But when it comes to guns, abortion, and immigration, those are the things that seem to turn the voters on. Here's the rub. Do most Americans know what these issues are really all about when you dive under the glossy surface? This on the docket and more. Let's head around the dial and stop on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Weekday afternoon drive time from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern with Rich Zeoli. Rich, good to see you again. Now let's dig into some of these issues here. The people in Philadelphia were told by the CNN poll that it is that. Gun control, illegal immigration, and abortion. Is it the same in Philadelphia? And do you get the sense that people really understand the full issues, or they're just listening to talking heads and 20-second sound bites?
It's immigration, Ed, without a doubt. Immigration is huge. My callers are huge, as Donald Trump would say. My callers to the show on 1210 are constantly talking about immigration. And I think that that's why they're resonating so much with Trump, because he's the most forceful on the issue and also the most entertaining by far. Guns, abortion, not as much. Honestly, really not resonating as much as that poll indicates that it should be. But immigration, by far, seems to be right now the number one issue, at least among my audience.
Are they getting it, though? Do they understand all the ramifications of it? Do they understand the legalese? Do they really understand the nuances?
No, and I think the great Thomas Sowell said it best when he talked about how people are feeling a lot of things, and it's good to feel. It'll be interesting Thursday night to see how specific things get. My sense is Trump will again talk a lot about feelings, and people will resonate with what he's saying. But in terms of specifics, deporting illegals, all of them gone within 2 years, how do you actually do that without creating another massive federal bureaucracy or just having the Army do it, I guess? Will we hear specifics on how it's done Thursday night or Wednesday night, excuse me, Ed? If I were a betting man, I'd probably say no.
All right, now, let's get to a statement that was made about Donald Trump, I think, that kind of took everybody by surprise. Meg McGuffin is Miss Alabama. She was answering a question in the Miss America pageant Sunday night from the judge about Donald Trump leading the other Republican candidates, and I think she shocked everybody. Here's what she said.
I think Donald Trump is an entertainer, and I think he says what's on a lot of people's minds, but I think that the Republican Party should be absolutely terrified of all the attention that he is taking from incredible candidates like Jeb Bush and Chris Christie, who could absolutely do the job of President of the United States. And if I were a Republican, I would absolutely be terrified of that.
Rich, I'll tell you what, there's been so many people who've said so many intelligent and non-intelligent things, but I think she finished fourth. A lot of people think she should have won just for that comment alone. Should indeed Donald Trump send that fear down the spine of Republicans?
She should have won. You're absolutely right about that, Ed. That was a brilliant answer just to have that political analysis. But I think more primary voters are worried about a Jeb Bush in the White House. They're terrified about another Bush way more than they are about Donald Trump right now. Maybe that'll change. I don't know.
But why, though, Rich? Why? I mean, Bush does. He is a politician, career politician. That's a problem there. But he knows a little bit more politically than Trump, at least so his supporters would say.
Right. And this populism wave that's sweeping the party right now, that's why it's Trump and it's Carly and it's Dr. Ben Carson. It's they don't want a politician. And for whatever reason, they just so associate Bush with the establishment, the Republican establishment, the party establishment. A lot of that is driven by talk radio. I mean, some of my colleagues are guilty of that because from day one, they've been popping Trump up as saying, hey, look, this is the guy who will battle the establishment. But beyond that, there's just so much skepticism of the Bushes getting back into the White House and then spending again and just having another 8 years of a Bush scares a lot of Republicans, conservatives particularly.
20 seconds. Are you waiting to see what Carly Fiorina does going head-to-head with Donald Trump?
I don't think Carly should. I think she'd be smart to not take the bait. Don't battle Trump. At this point, she needs his voters in case he either drops out or wants her on the ticket. I mean, she'd make an outstanding number two. And if the election were held tomorrow, look, Trump may be the guy. So Carly should not battle him. Battle Hillary and show the world what a fighter you can be.
What a shocker. Actually go after the issues. Don't forget issues weekday afternoons, 3 to 6 Eastern on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT in Philadelphia with Rich Zeoli. Rich, a pleasure, my friend. We'll talk to you again soon. Next, all about the Benjamins and getting ripped off by those trustworthy advisors. Next on The Hard Line.